Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Erin Strayer Show. This is where we uplift and leverage and elevate amazing women that are out there doing things just a little bit differently. We talk about hot points and pain points and things that we shove under the rug. We bring those forward and we talk about them. And I'm Erin Strayer. I am your host. And this is how many episodes? Number 49. This is episode 49. One more and we hit the big 50. It'll be super fun. And today, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. We got hot seat questions going on with Lisa Lamont, who is this amazing being on the face of this earth who I was blessed to meet not so long ago. And she has just really become, I think about her a lot. She's one of those people that I just super think about. She is a speaker. She is a sought after speaker. She's an author. She's a hypnotherapist for over 15 years. You do a whole lot of things that a lot of people don't know about. And your main focus is on mindset and what goes on in our subconscious. Am I right?
That is where I come from, the subconscious mind. Yes. Yeah. So if you guys are joining us, make sure to say hi. Send out some love to your people. Let them know that we're on live and bring them in here and talk to us. And we're going to be doing some hot seat questions with Lisa about all kinds of things. She's got her hot little deck of cards over there. Depending on who's on live with us, we might be pulling some cards and talking about some things with Lisa. So tell me some of your backstory, Lisa. And while you're talking, I'm going to be not being rude, but I'm going to be inviting people to come hang out with us. So tell me a little bit. Invite all your people to come and to join us. You know, a lot of people know that I am the host of Ladies Get Your Prance On. I've been doing that show for 6 years. I did it 4 years on a podcast, and then the last 2 years I've gone via Zoom video. And so a lot of people know that I'm the founder of Prancing Kittens, which is a women's entrepreneur group. But a lot of people don't know what I do as my day job, and that is a business and a spiritual advisor. And with that includes the term prophetic advisor, or AKA psychic. And a lot of people have different ideas of what that means. And so I'm happy to share with
people that
are watching about what that means, what that does, and why I use my gifts to help women entrepreneurs, because 90% of who I work with are women entrepreneurs, because I love to see them be successful and rise. And if you think about working with a business coach or going to a therapist, a lot of times you have to go 2 or 3 or 10 times to share your story and to get to the root of the cause. And when people work with me, I get right to the root of the cause on that first session. I give people a safe place to talk. I am bound by the HIPAA laws in Washington State, because I am a registered hypnotherapist for over 15 years. But my gifts of intuition, psychic, help me find what's blocking my client, because I have clients who have paid, $5,000 to work with a coach, and they're still not getting the results, or they'll pay and they'll have their website done, and they've paid all these people to be successful, to help them be seen and be visible. But at the end of the day, if they don't believe that in themselves and find out what is holding them back from their past, people go, I don't want to go in my past. I've put my past up on the shelf. Until you can see your past and understand the opportunity that comes from your past. Once we see the opportunity, there are no mistakes. Everything is an opportunity to learn and to grow, no matter what has happened to you in your past. I'm a positive person, but I have a lot of painful things in my past, Erin. A lot of painful, everybody has gone through their shit, right? And so I like to take that shit and make it into a delicious, cookie dough, ice cream, right? And we don't have to be embarrassed by our past. We don't have to be ashamed. I mean, look at you. You became a doctor. There is no mistake in that. Everything comes full circle, but we can't see right now because, you're Dr. Erin, and you don't lead with that because you don't. Here, I'm going to get into my psychic mode, okay? I'm getting right into my psychic mode.
People don't know that.
I'm
about me.
Exactly. But I'm putting it out there because when you're ready to, and obviously you have me on the show, so I'm supposed to share that, you know, there's nothing wrong with Dr. Erin. That's a beautiful part of you. You've worked hard for that. You studied, you've done the research. You were in that industry for a reason, and now you're being called to do something else. But we don't have to hide what we did in the past. You know, I was a cashier for Payless drugstore. You know, what does that have to do with me being a psychic? Well, it helped teach me customer service at a young age. And having customers come in and doing returns and being unhappy and keeping my smiley face on and realizing that they're not mad at me, they're mad at the product, or they're mad at we don't have the product in stock. Everything that we've been through in our past has helped us to get to where we are today. And we don't have to be ashamed of anything that we've done. And no, you're not ashamed of being a doctor. I don't want to share that, you know, I don't want to say that, but everything has brought us to where we are today. Everything that's happened to us, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, you know, and those are, quite honestly, those are all life experiences that happened on purpose, right? Like bringing it all to the now, and like that kind of gets sugar coated a little bit, I think. Do you agree with that, Lisa? All my stuff has brought me to my now. Well, yeah, but it brought you through it. So now you're on the other side of it. And now you get to take those experiences, and you're one step in front of the other person who's like coming through it.
Yes.
So you get to be that person, that mentor, that helper, that person to help them through that part of the, you know, experience, whatever that is, good, bad, or ugly. You know?
And next week I'm going to have you on my show, and so we're going to go in deeper into your why, because everyone does have a why. You know, Simon Sinek.
Yeah.
I love following Simon Sinek and Brene Brown. You know, a lot of these people are showing up, being vulnerable, and telling our truths. And the Me Too movement is coming about, and so there's a lot of male energy coming out in women right now. There's a lot of male energy. There's a lot of masculine swearing. You know, people are, I see a lot of women speakers now, they're getting up there and they're saying fuck and they're saying damn it and all of that. And I smile inside because they're taking their spot in the spotlight. They're taking their time to show up. And so once we can feel our anger and our energy, that masculine energy, then we're going to be seeing a shift of the feminine energy coming back. You know, my name of my group is Prancing Kittens. You know, I want a yaya sisterhood, a whimsical. You know, Prancing Kittens means that women, just like a cat, at the end of the day, we always land on our feet. Hence Prancing Kittens. You know, we can be badasses, we can be tough, we can be, you know, bitch bosses, we can be all those things. But at the end of the day, I love to embrace my femininity. And I can be feminine in sweats, and I can be feminine in a cocktail dress. It's our state of mind, which we're going to be talking about mindset. Do you know this? And you may know this, Erin, but every day we have 40 to 60,000 thoughts that go through our brain. And the studies have said 70% of those thoughts are negative or fear-based thoughts. So just that information is powerful. Going, wow, what am I thinking about? Am I worried about something? Am I being a negative Nelly on myself? Right. You know, it's just being aware of where our mind is going, where it's drifting to. And just having that knowledge is very, very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah, isn't that something? It's like, it's crazy how, Megan, that makes me laugh. That shift in thinking that much of you are sitting in that negative mindset, like all the time. Thanks everybody for jumping on. I'm glad to see you here this morning. Lisa Lamont is our guest host today, and she is just this phenomenal, intuitive guide and business intuitive and like just mind blowing. Let's just go there. So Lisa, when you're dealing with your clients, what are, like, you know, their main, like, is there a common thread? You know, you had mentioned that a lot of people, oh, I spent this much money on this coach and nothing's working, right? Yeah. And So a lot of people, instead of pointing the finger at themselves, point the finger at the coach.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because obviously the coach isn't doing their job. When you have a different swing on that.
I do. I lovingly work with my clients to share with them that blaming and being the victim no longer serves them.
Amen.
And, we get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's, we have to own who we are and where we are. And once we can do that, that's where all this badass comes out. And sometimes we have to let that angry, that badass part out in order to forgive ourselves. Because a person, when we get angry at other people, we have to stop and ask ourselves, what am I angry about with myself right now? The thing about pointing, a finger at somebody, there's three fingers, pointing back at you. And it's one of those things that we have to be learning to grow and not judge. I found myself last month having a situation where I was in a judgment mode, judging. And I'm like, wow, I thought I was past that. I thought I was past being judgy. And I found myself going, step back. I have to support my friends, my family, when they make choices that I may not feel is the right choice for them. I have to allow them. I got involved in many things throughout my life that my family, my friends said, why are you doing this? Or why did you sign up for this class? And I had to go through, it's our journey. And my ego got out of control last month, being judgy. And this is, we can all slip back into that. And it's okay. It's owning it and saying, you know what, I'm going to be a better person today.
Yeah. Give me some amen, people that are online with us and watching the replay, if that lines up with you. Because I think for me, I'm like, where's my heart button? Like, I want some hearts on that one, because it's so real. When we are able, we're still humans, right? Yeah. And when we're in that place of being able to acknowledge that, holy cow, I just was totally in a space of judgment in that situation, or in that experience, or in that whatever, in that office, or at the grocery store, or wherever that judgmental space is. It's like, whoa, I thought I was over that. I thought, now I'm horrible because now I've slipped backwards, right?
Yes.
And then that whole part that, you start second guessing yourself, and you start, now you're judging yourself. You're not judging the other people anymore. And that whole circle that goes on. And Laura's like, great reminder, Lisa. That's absolutely true.
Yes.
It is such a huge reminder. So what do you, like, how do you help those people, like, through the judgment and through that's part of your little time with you, isn't it?
And sometimes this is where my cards come into play. I was gifted these cards when it's almost 40 years now. I've been saying over 35 years, but it's closer to 40 years. And sometimes because you get these gut feelings, and when you work with somebody, they're only telling you their story of what they feel and what they know. And so sometimes I will ask permission, may I pull some cards, because sometimes that's the key, what's in there. Like people can only say what they say. I'm listening to what my clients are saying, but there's something deeper. And so I might pull a card, and I'm going to say, do you have a situation going on with one of your children right now? It's just like, well, I'm calling you about my business. What is my child? Well, right. The child might be going through something. And so it's taking them off course. So it's helping them understand how we can work out how they can best help their child. And then they can get back to their purpose of their call and having a session with me, because, that's what it's about. And Lana, I just want to say hello, Lana. Thank you for joining us.
I know, she's here. Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, it's super early for you guys. It's West Coast time is 10 a.m. The rest of us were already past lunch on the East Coast, so it's kind of cool. But I lost my train of thought. Don't you really think that every single thing affects every part of us. So like if something's going awry in our business, we've always said leave business leave the office at the office. Don't bring it home because it always interferes. And don't take the TV into the bedroom because it interferes in the bedroom. And then don't take home back to work because home interferes with you, right? Like yes. That whole circle, everything is intertwined. And it doesn't matter if you go and punch the clock for somebody else.
Yep.
Or if you're the entrepreneur working out of home, right?
Wow.
Like just with the kid thing, everything is intersected and everything affects everything else. So if something's off balance, then man, it gets to get taken care of.
Yes. And one of the things is that we all do this. I do this myself. It's, work in progress, is we make assumptions. We make assumptions, which, makes an ass out of you and me when we do that. We assume that if somebody isn't communicating with us, that they're mad at us. Or we feel if they're not supporting us, like on social media, there's a lot of ego connected to social media. People are like, if they do a post, am I going to get, only 10 people liked it, or wow, 100 people liked it. Like we put things into other people's hands, and we should not make assumptions on that. Do the best that we can. We worry about what other people think, and it's important to step back from that. But we all get caught up in it because we all want to fit in. We all want to be part of the tribe. I mean, that goes back, to hundreds of years of wanting to fit in. And I think, especially women, there's this women's movement going on, and everyone is jumping around to different groups and different people and working with different people. And at the end of the day, it goes back to mirror love, which is what I would love to talk about now.
Let's go there. Yeah. I was hoping you wanted to talk about that.
I have been a big fan of Louise Hay probably for going on 20 years now. And she wrote a book years ago called You Can Heal Your Life. And it's, it is all about mindset. And one of the exercises
right here on my shelf.
One of the exercises she gives it was called mirror work, about doing affirmations, looking in the mirror and saying, I love you. I really, really love you. And the first time I did that, I cried.
I know.
I bawled because I haven't seen myself in the mirror as somebody loving, critical, like you're stupid, you're fat, you're old, you're ugly, nobody loves you. And then with that mindset, then we start to look to other people to get a love and approval. My children, my relationships, my coworkers. I wanted everyone to love me because I didn't love myself. And so doing the Louise Hay, doing the mirror love work, one of my friends said when I talked to her, when I was telling her about doing the affirmation, she came back to me and she goes, Lisa, her name is Ida. I want to give a shout out to Ida. She goes, it shouldn't be work to love ourselves. It shouldn't be called mirror work. We should be able to love ourselves. And it was that the mirror love. And so instead of mirror work, it became mirror love, which I have a trademark on, by the way, because I'm just like, well, so, and that shout out goes to Ida, because that was beautiful that she said, it should not be work to love ourselves. And I had my Oprah light bulb moment, and I ran with that. And this is about daily. So if you start each day and looking into the mirror and saying, Erin, I love you. What good may I do for you today? You're looking at the CEO of your life, but you're also looking at your best friend.
I got goosies all over me, by the way.
So I do too. So what would you say to your best friend? Let's say you're going through something hard in your life right now. Like let's say maybe you lost a client, a client that you thought you had a good relationship, and for whatever reason the client left. You're not feeling very good about yourself. And so you go to the mirror, because that's your CEO, that's your best friend. And you just say, you know what? I release that person with love. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to work with them. I release them with love, and I hope they have a great relationship with the next person that they work with. And then you just let it go, because we want to be blamed. We want to get angry, but it's about supporting ourselves. And so here's one thing that's popping into my head that I would love to share. I have my little spirit guides coming through me.
Yeah, they're talking to you.
One of the things that women have, myself included, is putting on weight. We want to lose weight, and we always, we want to lose 20, 30, 50 pounds, whatever. and we start off and maybe we start a diet, for example, and we feel, and then we don't succeed, we decide that we're so critical of ourselves. And so if you're looking in the mirror at your best friend, Erin, which is you, and you realize that you set a goal to lose 20 pounds in 3 months, and 3 months has gone by and you've put on 5 pounds. Okay, now if you're the best friend, and if you think of another person as a best friend, would you say, man, best friend, like let's say Sally's your best friend. Man, Sally, you failed. You are a loser. Here you told me you were going to lose 20 pounds in 3 months and you put 5 pounds on. I don't want to be your best friend anymore. Like, I don't even want to hang with you anymore. Now, think about yourself as your best friend in the mirror on that situation. What do we tell ourselves? You failed. You screwed up. But if you look at yourself as a best friend, how you would talk to a best friend, you would do that differently, going, you know what? It doesn't matter. Today's a new day. Today, you're doing things differently because you are a rock star. You've got this. You're perfect. You're amazing. You're a great friend. You're a great mother. You're a great sister. You're a great aunt. Whatever that looks like, that's what you say in the mirror.
Can I get an amen, people? Like, throw some hearts at this lady if this is landing for you, because that's beautiful and brilliant. And that needs to be like a recording. Like, you need to record yourself talking to yourself and just play it back over and over and over again, right? Like, just like, love yourself. Holy cow. And why is that so hard?
Once 10 days, you do this for 10 days. That's what when I go and I do public speaking, I give the challenge, a 10-day challenge. If you can do that challenge for 10 days, you will see a difference in your life. You're going to see friendlier people showing up. You're going to see opportunities showing up. You're going to see abundance in your life. If what you're asking for is abundance, then you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, I'm going to follow up with 2 people that I met at a networking event, and I'm going to get on their calendar, and I'm going to get to know them more. What actionable steps as a CEO? So, Erin, let's say, for example, because you're a coach yourself, if you got a phone call that Amazon's president, Jeff, had to go on a sabbatical, he was taking a sabbatical for 3 months, and said, tomorrow morning, Erin, you're going to be the CEO for 3 months. What's the first thing you're going to think? Oh shit, right?
Oh shit, right?
But what would you do as an entrepreneur differently than you're doing in your regular business? You're the CEO of your life, right? So if you think of yourself showing up for a big corporate company and you've got your board of directors that you're having a meeting with, you're going to meet with your executive assistant and see what's on the calendar, you're going to take all these actionable steps. Well, what are we as entrepreneurs, those of us who are watching that are entrepreneurs, what are we doing that if we think of ourselves as supporting our business, as supporting 1,000 people, for example, what would we do differently than we're not doing today, right? What are the steps that we're doing? Is it going to be good to sit there and post on Facebook for 2 hours and spend 2 hours looking for that perfect quote to put on there? I've been there. I've been in business for over 8 years as an entrepreneur, and I'm sharing things that I've learned from. Because that's how I rolled, because you're just figuring it out. And so I love being able to come on to shows like yourself and do workshops to cut out the fat, so to speak.
Yeah, because those things where you think you're networking, where really it's a time suck, really. And it's not putting you in front of your clients. It's not having your meetings with your board of directors. It's not having your, making sure your executive assistant, right? We're going back to the Amazon analogy. You're not taking care of business by spending 2 hours on Facebook, right? Or more.
or more.
You're really not working. You know what I mean? Like, if you're being efficient with your time, you're taking a half an hour once a week and pre-scheduling your posts in the places where you're generating traffic, not trolling in 20 or 30 groups, seeing what's going on, right?
3 times a day, and sometimes only 2 times a day, I will go on for 15 minutes with the intention that and I pre-schedule my posts. I mean, Facebook has it now that I can do a whole week's worth of posts.
I know, isn't that beautiful?
And set it up. You know, it's not Hootsuite, and there's nothing wrong with Hootsuite, but I mean, Facebook has it that you can set up all your posts.
Yeah.
And so you can cut back time and save time on that. So
yeah,
that's another show. That's another.
Right. That time management thing's a whole nother show. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we're gonna like start like wrapping this up because our time just went like that. Of course, just like always it does, Lisa.
We can have you on my show next week so we can continue.
We can continue that. That'd be so cool. But if you were like, one of my favorite questions is, if you were to go back in time. Well, wait a minute. Let's hang on just a second. How do people reach out to you? How do people find you? What do you got going on? Because you have an extremely active show also, podcast that goes out. How do people find you?
I do. They can go to on YouTube. It's Lisa Lamont 100 if they want to subscribe and get all my shows. But I also post them in my Facebook group called Prancing Kitten. So you can just go to prancingkitten.com. It'll take you right to my Facebook page. And you can reach me at lisalamont.com. It has all my contact information.
It's beautiful. Will you drop the links to your group and in here?
I will definitely
reach out and find you afterwards, and just kind of troll you and get to know you a little bit better. And because your energy is amazing. It's super fun to hang out with Lisa, you guys. It's super fun. So if you, Lisa, like now where you're at, you know, you were corporate for a whole lot of years. You transitioned, you said 8 years ago, into entrepreneurship and to doing your own, doing what lights you up, really. And to live all the time in this speaker and your, you know, your hypnotherapist world that you live in that mindset, subconscious arena. And you're writing books. You write books. I mean, you're an author. I forgot to say that, I think.
That's okay.
I forgot to say.
I have another one in the works too. It's you have to get in your mindset just to finish the book, but yes.
Yeah, Lisa does all the things, you guys, and she's really tapped in and she's really amazing. But if you were to go back to your younger self, little Lisa, what would you tell little Lisa that you would love her to know? Something that you know now that you wish you would have known when you were little.
I would have taught her mirror love. Little Lisa. I would have taught little Lisa mirror love. And I encourage all the moms out there that are watching to teach mirror love to your young children. Yeah. That's kind of my goal, is to get into the grade schools and teach children at a young age to empower themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
I love that. I love that. And I get giggling because I think of the one guy on Saturday Night Live that used to talk to himself in the mirror, but it's the same.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is, but it used to be super.
Was it Chris Farley? Yes.
I don't remember, but I remember just giggling about you are the best and you are loved and you are amazing. And it's the truth. You know, if we talk to ourselves the way we would talk to our friends, then we would be a whole lot better forward in life, I think.
Yes. Like, and one more thing, quick thing, the difference between mirror love, you know, people think of magic mirror on the wall, you know, the wicked queen.
Right.
That's the ego love. That's the vain love. I'm not talking about that kind of self-love. This is the self-love that it comes from God, Buddha, flying dragon, whatever your spiritual beliefs are. That's the kind of love I'm talking about, not the ego-based love. Because people, you know, okay, you're all that in a bag of chips. I'm not talking about the vanity love. I'm talking about the spiritual love.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I have loved our time together. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever you're watching this on the replay, let us know you're watching the replay if you've joined us live. Assad says, call me. Do you know Assad?
Oh, we do. Hey, Assad. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here. This is the Erin Strayer Show. We have been today with Lisa Lamont, who is an amazing human on the face of this earth, and everybody needs her in their world. And we talk about things that we kind of shove under the rug, and things that are pain points and hot topics. And our pain point today that we were covering, we didn't know it when we started because this was hot seat. We didn't have anything planned. It was hot seat. We just kind of let it flow, and we let it go where it was going to go today, which is super fun sometimes. But today was all about mirror love and talking to yourself as you would talk to your best friend, not how we really talk to ourselves. So self-love, talking positive to ourselves, reinforcing that love within ourselves on a positive, up-level, high vibe arena. So, Lisa, I have loved being with you. Hang on just for a little bit with me. And everybody else, thanks for hanging out with us. If you felt this was value, please share it out there. Share it with your people. And we'll see you right back here on the Erin Strayer Show. Thanks so much.